Hello, this is Heather Hoffman, and today I have a super cute little baby card to share with you using the adorable new Lifting Heart stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. It's part of the Hey Bestie release. This is going to be a one-layer card with a bit of masking and layering. I'm also using a leftover die cut from the Shimmer Heart die cut set from another project. I just kept that die cut from white cardstock and figured I could use it on this card as a mask. So I'm going to start off by planning my layout. I like to do this a lot, especially on one-layer cards when I'm going to do masking, kind of figure out where I want everything to go and how I want it all to fit together. And then when I stamp it, I'll know that I've kind of got it arranged where I want it to go in the long run and when I'm finished. So at the end, I actually do end up changing my arrangement a little, but this still helped me get kind of a baseline on here. All right, I'm going to use Simon Says Stamp black dye ink here to stamp this on. It's the extreme black ink, so it's perfect for Copic coloring. And I've already stamped and die cut out the little heart balloon and the little turtle from Simon Says Stamp masking paper. So I'm just going to adhere those in place over the top. That way it'll keep those images white and clean, so I can do my Copic coloring at the end when I'm done with this card. All right, now I'm going to pull out two different colors of distress, just mini distress ink cubes. I'm starting with tumbled glass. And I'm going to start by just blending around the center of this card and kind of over those little cute images that I have there. And I'm just going to blend out slowly, building up my ink and color to keep a smooth blend. Using a blending brush. I picked a nice soft color like that just to kind of make a background. And once I've got it all kind of blended on there, I'm going to lay that heart over the top so that I can kind of make sure I have enough of that lighter ink where I want it all to go there. So I'm just about done there. Yep, and that worked about like I was hoping it would. So I'm going to just make a little loop of tape and tape that in place. I could get a firmer attachment if I used masking paper, but this was kind of a convenient way to just use up something I had left over from my stash. All right, now I'm coming in with a deeper blue ink, and I'm going to blend that just around the heart. And this is going to add a little bit, just kind of a heart outline, and it's like a two-tone effect that we're going to end up getting at the end when I'm done here. And I'm just helping hold it in place a little bit there. This is Salty Ocean Distress Ink, by the way. I don't think I said the name of what I was using. All right, and then I peeled it off, and you see how you kind of get a two-tone blended effect with both those blues and the heart in the center. Before I peel off the mask now, I decided I wanted to add a little more texture. So I have some just white acrylic paint that I have thinned down with a little bit of water in a little mini mister bottle. I use it enough that I keep it mixed up. You could also just mix a little paint and water on a palette or a clear block and then use a paintbrush to splatter it on. All right, then I'm going to peel off those masks. I'm going to set it aside. I'm going to give those splatters a little bit of time to dry before I come in with the next step here. All right, that's dried a little bit now, so I'm going to go ahead and come back in, and this is when I'm going to stamp my sentiments. I left my image still lined up in my MISTI, and this is going to work well because I can just kind of deepen that image a little bit. It didn't really need it because I masked really well, but the distress ink over some of those lines, it just made it nice to make it nice and crisp. This is where I moved one of the sentiments. I ended up putting that congratulations over the top of the balloon, and I'm stamping it with that same black ink, and I stamped multiple times so that I could get a nice clean and crisp and dark impression. And then I'm going to do the same thing with that little supporting sentiment. If you ink it up good enough, you don't have to do it multiple times, but I like the magic of the MISTI that I can go ahead and do that if I want to make sure all my images are nice and crisp and black. All right, now I'm going to come in and do some really simple coloring on these images. I'm leaving my lids to my Copic markers sitting there, and I'll also list them up on the screen so you can see the colors I used on each part. And I kept my colors and my blending pretty simple. I like to wait when I'm doing a masked image like this. I usually wait and do my coloring at the end, just because I really, I don't know, I hate doing all of my coloring and then messing up something on the mask or having something not work out and then feeling like I've already put all the time and effort into the coloring and then I've ruined the card anyway. So it's more simple to me just to mask it off and do the background and the layering and the edges and all the other things that I want to do, and then come in and add the coloring at the end. So that's kind of what I decided to do on this. So I colored up that little turtle. I'm going to color in the balloon there using a few different shades and just, it's really simple coloring, but I'm kind of just adding a little bit of shadow effect to the image. so that you get a little more of a three-dimensional look. Isn't that fun how that magic of having that white and then coloring it in? There we go, a simple one-layer card that looks like it has a lot more layers and a lot more dimension. Thanks so much for coming by today. I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful day.